Debian has just always been my flavor since then.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. I'll say you made a couple people very happy by saying Slackware. And a couple guys here the last couple weeks have just been pounding me. You got to install Slackware. You got to install Slackware. Okay, I'm getting there. Hold on, I'm old. And I gotta say, I love how in your music you bring in, like you said, geeky. You bring in anything at all could be considered geeky. I mean, you talk about blue screens. You talk about the Linux command line. You talk about war games. I mean, your first song, first album, A New Hope. Sean Johnson, SJ Geek, who's a fan of the show, I implore him, if he listens to that song once, he will probably drive 500 miles to see you live the next time that you're live.
Awesome.
To me, that song was almost the perfect intro to your style from what I've heard and from what you basically rap about. Can I ask, how long were you doing this all like on your own on a pad and paper before you thought this could actually become real?
I actually started out kind of like, well, I guess I'd been rapping a few years before we put our first dual core album out, and it actually started going back and forth with a kid that I programmed with online. So when I was in high school, I used to write programs like hacking tools for AOL with this kid in New Jersey, and I mean I've always lived in Cincinnati, so I'd never met him, but he would always tell me about hip hop stuff. And one day he wrote a verse about he was a better programmer than me, and just kind of goaded me into replying back to him. So yeah, like it's been a few years that I'd been rapping before we started dual core stuff. But it's always been a lot of fun, and that's the whole reason that we do it.
That's awesome. Why did you call the band dual core? Because it's two guys, or?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And it's separate cores with their own resources. So, I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, doing my own stuff on my own schedule, and the other guy is C64, and he's in Manchester in the UK. So definitely two separate cores doing more things together.
How did you hook up with him?
Internet. I just found him on a web forum, and it was awesome. I remember back in the day, there used to be a site called SoundClick, which now everybody uses SoundCloud, but
Right.
The precursor to that, you could upload tracks and people could listen to them. Well, C64 had a bunch of beats up on SoundClick, and I was just like, man, this guy is amazing. Like, I have to get good enough at rapping that I can do a song with him. And then one day he just emailed me and was like, yo, I'd like to do this song with you. And we just kind of took it from there. I was really excited to start working with him.
Oh, that's awesome, man. You went for a goal and you achieved it.
Yeah, and then I kept going for more goals. Lots of trophies to still unlock, I think.
Oh, really? What's the ultimate goal for you?
I don't know. I think it would be really cool. This is shooting the dream and everything. But like the ultimate thing that I think would be the coolest thing I could ever do would be to have some kind of like recurring scholarship fund that like replenishes itself for people that have an interest in technology, and then that way I can like assist people in getting more experience, more interfacing with technology.
Damn.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's a cool idea.
It'd be cool, but I'm just one dude with one other dude that we like technology and rap music. So I don't know if that's an achievable thing or not.
Definitely. I think it is. Hey, it's a good start anyway. What you got going.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I gotta say, for anyone who has not seen you perform live, you do have some Red Bull on stage, so I gotta say that, but the amount of energy you had on that stage, to be honest, if you're not inspired when you watch it, even if this isn't quote unquote your style of music, I honestly think they have to have brain damage. I honestly loved how you went through the fans and you're high-fiving people, and the beats, I gotta say, C64 can definitely hook up the beats. Before you go on stage, do you still get a little butterflies at all?
I guess maybe some, but not really too much. At one point, I just kind of realized that I'm a very nerdy guy and very introverted during the day. Like when I'm at work, I try to not talk to people, just sit at my desk and work on whatever I'm working on. But it's kind of a different character. Like I just kind of assess, like, being a rapper, you can't really be shy. You have to be outgoing. So I just kind of said like these are the attributes an extroverted rapper would have, and so I just kind of put myself in those shoes. And I used to be really nervous about it, but I kind of realized at one point that the whole reason that people are there is to see, you know, that performance. And so I can't be shy and coy about the performance when I'm on stage. Like I have to, you know, be outgoing, and it's just kind of worked its way into being like a fun thing now. So I mean, it's always been fun, but it's like it's just completely fun. It's like now it's like without inhibitions at all. So I mean, there are times where like I'm a little bit nervous, maybe like new material or something like that. But overall, like I'm just there to like enjoy it and have fun, because I know it's you know, it's only there for a limited time. So I'm really excited about it when I'm on stage.
So you don't even have to try anymore to put on the performance. You just do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just all natural. Like whatever I'm doing on stage, that's what feels right. Like I should be doing at that point in time.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely say from the time he was sitting on the side talking to anybody who would talk kind of thing, and from the point he got on stage, it was like a light switch. It was like, now I'm here to entertain.
That's pretty awesome. Hey, not many people can do that, actually. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, now, I believe you have 4 actual albums, but you have a 5th album that's non-album tracks.
Yeah, we've done like a bunch of like one-off like custom tracks. So sometimes those just come from requests. Other times they're for separate projects. So we've like a couple of requests that we've had have been the Social Engineering podcast. They're big fans of ours, so they had asked us to do a song for their podcast. So we had done that. That song's called "Trust Me." One of the big popular hacking tools is called Metasploit. It's owned by a company named Rapid7, and so Rapid7 and the chief architect HD Moore, they had approached me about doing a song for Metasploit. So we were more than happy to do a Metasploit song. Other songs that we have that are non-album tracks or just on like other projects. I can't even think of any names. Here Comes a Challenger 2, I think, is or Here Comes a New Challenger. It's kind of a mashup project that a couple guys orchestrated. So they said, man, we'd really like to see, you know, this group and this group work together, or this artist and this artist work together, and see what they come up with. And so we've done a couple tracks on their releases and stuff like that. But we file under all those under non-album tracks because they're not on any official dual core albums at that point. But what's cool is all of those tracks are all free for download. So if you go on our site, hit the music page, hit the non-album tracks page, you can get them in MP3, OGG, and FLAC. So if you don't like MP3 or OGG, just take the FLAC, convert them to whatever you want. There's no DRM on them or anything.
Sweet.
Right. Yeah, and I'll say the theme you did for Dave Yates, a lot of Linux links.
Yeah.
It's like every time because I never look at my podcast feed, I just play and just have it go to the next, go next. I knew every time I heard that, I just got jacked, and I said, here comes a good show. Because you know, Dave is a really good guy, really nice guy, and you just, to me, set it up perfect for him.
Oh yeah, thank you. No, we were really excited when he asked us about doing the song for him. I've known Dave for a few years now, having first met him at Ohio Linux Fest, and always loved to work with him and talk with him. And he's always been really good to us with Southeast Linux Fest. Like they run a great show down there, and so yeah, we're super happy to do the song for him, and glad to be a part of his podcast.
Awesome.
Very cool. Okay, you have 4 actual albums. What year did you actually put out that very first album?
The first album, 01, came out in 2007. We released it in April of that year, and it actually came out 1 year after we started doing dual core stuff. We released it at Nauticon 4, and the previous year at Nauticon 3 was kind of where dual core got its start. I was at a hotel room party, and we were just standing there, and they had a PA system, and somebody got on the PA and was like, we've got somebody here from Cincinnati that can freestyle. And so I was looking around like, you know, oh sweet, who else is here from Cincinnati that can freestyle? I want to meet him. And my friend come over and grabs me and it's like, you know, come on, let's go. And I'm like, hold on, I want to see this person that can freestyle. It's like, no, that's you. Like, you go up and freestyle. So I just, you know, I got up there and started I was like, what do I rap about? I got this room full of computer nerds. So I started rapping about all the stuff I know, doing, kernel compiles and patching and, building source and all that stuff. And it went over really well. So when I came back from Nauticon that year, I'd had an email from C64 saying he wanted to do an album with me. So I said, hey, let's do an album like this. And then over the course of that year, we worked on our first album, 01, and released it the following April in Nauticon. So it was really cool.
Did you guys actually have to meet each other to do the album, or did you do it all over the internet?
All of the first album was actually done over internet. I've got a server that's hosted in a data center. It's a box coloed. I control it, and we just SCP all the waves up and down off of there. So he'll send me a lo-fi beat, and I'll rap over it and upload the high quality, full quality vocals. He'll pull those down and import them into his original mix for the background music, and we'll maintain full quality across the board all through the internet.
Damn.
That is really cool.
Dor, you got to let me ask some of these questions now that he got into that.
Well, hold on. First, I just got to say to Eric in the chat room, thank you for purchasing his album. Good man.
Good job, Eric.
Thank you also. I'd also like to thank you.
Yes. Eric's the man. All right. Well, so what programs do you use? Let me guess. I just want to guess what you guys use to actually do the recording and like the making of the music. I mean, well, first of all, do you and C64 use the same program for doing all the tracking and making of the music?
It varies. Like a lot of times at home, I'll just record with Audacity.
Okay.
Because all I need is a multi-tracker. We do like multiple tracks and takes per verse. So if you listen to our songs, you might hear like ad libs in the background, or you might hear slight variations on certain words, and that's just multiple layers. And so something like Audacity can do that easy, no problem, just as regular multi-tracker.
So you just record in Audacity, and then what does he use? Logic?
Actually, I don't know, because he's just kind of like a black box over there in the UK. So, like a lot of times I just get an MP3 from him, and I say like, here are the waves for the vocals, and then that's that. Like, and so like in the end, he comes out with like, here's the full quality mix of like the final song, but I don't know what all he did to it or what he used. I know that he's got an MPC 1000, which is just a sequencer. So I don't know how frequently he uses that, because there are so many software offerings available for sequencing.
Damn. No, I think it's really awesome that you guys do this all online. That's so badass, especially for a band to even be able to do that and make it work is pretty awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, we work really well separately, because it's just as an example. Let's say that let's say he sent me track 3, and so I'm writing and recording the vocals for track 3. In the meantime, he'll be like mixing the vocals on track 2 and making the beat for track 4.
Right.
And so then like I'll send the vocals for track 3, he'll be mixing those, I'll be writing and recording the vocals for track 4, and he'll be making the beat for track 5. So we work really well in parallel, kind of like a dual core chip, I guess, but it's really funny. It actually works better in parallel because the times that we've been like in the same physical space, he'll ask for my input a lot, and he'll be like, what do you think of this sound in the beat? And I'm like, I don't know, like that's your department, you just send me the beat. If I like it, I'll rap over it. And so I'm not very good at criticizing as we go along in the progression of making the beat.
Right. No, it's interesting that you do better actually being separated like that.
Yeah.
That's
and I mean, like we get along really well. Like he came to Vegas this year, and we played a bunch of shows during DEF CON and Black Hat, and everything went really well. And I mean, we're almost always on the same page. I think we average maybe 1 or 2 disagreements per album. So it's I mean, we move very quickly when we work together, and it's really awesome working with him. He's a very talented guy, works really hard. So I'm very, very fortunate to have him.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a good team, especially if 1 argument per album. I don't know any band that has that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's not even really a major thing. Like on our latest album, on Next Level, we had 2 disagreements, and one was on an outro, just including an outro in a song. I wanted to include it, he didn't want to. But I talked him into it. And the other one was we have a song about Gears of War on our 4th album called The Hollow. And or the song is called The Hollow. The album is called Next Level. But really interesting story was he when he made the beat, he made the drums for the track "The Hollow," and when he went to save them, he had them playing and looping, and the computer locked up, and it didn't save his session, so he took a cassette tape recorder and